Yamamoto Genryusai is quite literally a walking powerhouse, and it would be no wonder because after all, he is the leader of the Gotei 13. Outside of being so strong that he could melt the entire Soul Society from simply just standing there, the very thing that makes Genryusai so terrifying would just so happen to be his Bankai, Zanka no Tachi. When using this ability, Genryusai can focus all of the fire that he summons into his own sword. This would be the same fire that could turn anyone and anything into ashes with a single sword swipe. The only difference here is that all of this power is focused. Rather than leaving a giant trail of flames that will engulf and burn everything to nothingness, Genryusai practically deletes anything that his sword touches, with him stating it merely eliminates all it touches without a trace. With only the tip of his blade touching the ground, it will end up splitting the entire ground in half and leaving a bottomless pit, just by making contact with the ground. This part of Genryusai's Bankai would come from the east of Zanka no Tachi. This next ability would be Zanka no Tachi West, Zanjitsu Gokui. While using the west side of Zanka no Tachi, his temperatures would increase up to 15 million degrees. This makes Genryusai untouchable, so good luck trying to damage him, because he would bear the heat from the very sun itself. When using this, he could burn himself to death and even burn the entire Soul Society. Anything standing near him could quite possibly turn into ashes, with ywhach stating himself that he would turn to ashes if he wasn't using Blute Vein. When being attacked by a Quincy arrow with Zanka no Tachi West enabled, he would catch this arrow and burn it to nothingness with just his hand. While in this state, no attacks have any effect on Genryusai because any attack will be burned away to nothingness. While in this form, Genryusai is invincible and you do not have to think twice about it, especially with him clearly saying that these attacks have no effect. His next ability would be Zanka no Tachi South, Kakujumon Okushi Daisojin. When using this, Genryusai summons an army of the undead with numbers ranking up to 1 trillion. Yes, he summons 1 trillion different undead soldiers to kill you. These same skeletons will be the people that Genryusai has killed over his 1,000 years of existing in the Soul Society. With just the flames from his sword, he is able to revive the dead, practically making them his undead slaves to take down anyone in front of him. And the craziest thing, the way they kill their enemies is by simply touching them. They will turn you into dust. It's a lethal tag game that will kill you and incinerate you with just simple contact. With 1 trillion people chasing you at once, all it takes is for just one of them to touch and kill you. In that sense, the odds of surviving are extremely low, and this army would even turn into a shield for Genryusai if anyone were to approach him. As we've seen before, his flames not only act as a shield, but also his own undead army will take on any oncoming attacks. What makes this terrifying is the possibility that he can make you even kill your own brothers, sisters, and even friends. He is truly a force to be reckoned with, and it gives you an idea as to why he's the leader of the Gotei 13. And finally, with Zanka no Tachi North, well, it's kind of really hard to describe what happens when he uses this one. Anything in the general direction in which Genryusai swings his sword while using Zanka no Tachi North ends up being erased. The main difference here, unlike the original Zanka no Tachi East, would be that rather than having everything get incinerated by the tip of his sword, Zanka no Tachi North would cover a lot more space and even let Genryusai attack even from a distance. This attack would erase ywhach's arm and body. Zanka no Tachi North is a part of Genryusai's Bankai that should not be taken for granted. The space in which ywhach's arm and body existed is completely gone, which makes you beg to question whether or not he can delete the space in which something exists within with a sword swipe, quite possibly allowing him to burn away the space itself. The destructive force of this attack is really insane when you think about it. Without making direct contact with his sword, Genryusai was able to delete something, which just goes to show how disgusting his destructive force is. Since you made it this far in the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.